Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel, and this is going to be a heads up video from the last video that I've uploaded. Now, even though when the midterm votes have been counted and that stuff, there could be regardless of whether the Republicans win or the Democrats win, it's not too hard to notice, but there could be some deep political violence after the midterm election is done, and counting all the polls and, finding out who's the next Republican, Democrat in the House that has been elected, whether Republican or Democrat, and who would be the next governor in the 50 states, Republican or Democrat. It's it just made the people well aware, like, after what had been done after the 2020 election, after Donald J. Trump had lost to President-elect Joe Biden at the time. Donald Trump had claimed his victory earlier when the election results were to be announced. He claimed that victory earlier before all the polls were counted in 2020. And he, the day before, he told his supporters to march up Capitol Hill and overturn the election results. And the president had been sitting in Trump at that time. Trump had been sitting in his office watching his supporters attack the Capitol, and he didn't do a thing about it until President-elect Joe Biden called on President Donald J. Trump to end this madness and stop the insurrection. And Donald Trump did what he was supposed to do. He told his supporters to go home. But because Donald J. Trump had wanted this insurrection on January 6th to happen, he is now being investigated, and he is facing some... Now, he's in serious trouble with the law, even the FBI. And he's in trouble for pretty much a lot of stuff. Hiding government documents in Mar-a-Lago, his tax fraud, and also inciting the January 6th insurrection. And yeah, Donald Trump is in really deep trouble. And so, back to the 2022 midterms. Regardless of whether the Democrats beat the Republicans or the Republicans beat the Democrats, there's going to be like some sort of political violence that would end up sparking, where it would be like, Republican supporters being violent toward the Democrat supporters and trying to kill the Democrat supporters. And if they're psychotic Democrat supporters that want to murder Republican supporters. Um, it's important to actually be aware of that, although I don't think that Democrat supporters are psycho versus the Republican supporters. But, anybody can be a psycho, regardless of Republican or Democrat. If there's any kind of violence that sparks after after the midterm elections are up, after all the polls have been counted, then you would hear about this over the news. And could you even imagine waking up at the end of the day where the last polls numbers have been counted for whoever you elected, and you wake up the next day and you hear about threats where Republican or Democrat supporters wanting to just kill their rival supporter in like a bloodsheddy murder way. Yeah, wouldn't you be quite scared? I certainly would, regardless of whoever voted for who. Somebody at least has got to be like, hey, you voted for this guy, now you must pay. Yeah, it's kind of like how the Democrat supporters would probably be thinking. And there can be a lot of psycho people. So, I mean, why would you have to spark a political war against people and, treat everybody like they're responsible for who gets elected here in the United States? Yeah. You hear about political violence over the news in possibly these next few days after all the polls have been counted, and you'll probably be thinking like, all right, so whoever I elected won. What's next? Somebody gonna try to kill me because of this? Or, it's crazy. It's totally crazy. This political violence, after all the polls have been counted, it's totally, yeah, this is totally scary. But yeah, you'd hear about political violence over the news where Republican supporters murder Democrat supporters, or you may hear about Democrat supporters murdering Republican supporters, and maybe even assassination attempts against Democrats or Republicans. And yeah, people are crazy. And they're gonna kill crazy people are gonna kill whoever they want. So it's this video is I I made this video to just alert everyone about what could end up happening, and we'll hear about this on the news. MSNBC or CBS, whatever you watch. And let's go from there. This is Charles Morris. Have a good day. Political violence could end up sparking after all the polls have been counted for the midterms. This is Charles Morris. Have a good day. And be advised when you're wanted for murder. A Republican supporter could end up murdering a Democrat supporter because out of plain cruelty. This is Charles Morris. Have a good day. I will see you all in my next video.